What's up, everybody? Long time no see. It has been a minute since I've recorded any content or posted anything as far as my fishing goes, other than a couple things here and there in the last, I want to say, almost a year. But I'm back and it's great, and I'm going fishing again. If you didn't know, I was over in Korea, and not much fishing to be had over there, and the fishing there was, it was really tough fishing, and it got really cold, so there was a good period of time where I couldn't fish. But yeah, back here in the States, and I'm hoping to bring content back, just in a different form than I have been doing. Got away from the social media aspect of it, just wasn't for me, and I'm gonna be at least trying to come back to YouTube and do videos on that platform. But yeah, it's been a weird year, and glad to be back. But today we're gonna do some fishing, right? And today I'm gonna be doing some basic ass fishing. And what I mean by that is I'm just gonna be doing a lot of Texas rigging and drop shotting on this beautiful clear water lake with grass, and hoping we can get us some and have a little fun out here. And I'll, kind of talk to y'all a little bit about what's going on out here. We just had a major storm come through last night, baseball size hail. The water is way up on this lake, flooded, but should be fun. Hopefully we can get some. Let's get on the water. So we actually got some really strong wind. I mean, I wouldn't say really strong, but we got some good wind today, blowing us all around. Oh, there's a bite. Little guy. It's a little dude, but these fish can be a little weird out here. Like, usually there's a pattern when it comes to, like, I mean, I've only been fishing this lake for a year, and the pattern I've picked up on is, it's kind of a seasonal pattern within a pattern within a pattern, I guess you could say. And these fish are not on the pattern that I'm used to. But sometimes there's a time where they want big worms, and there's this time where they only want, creature based, like crawfish. And yeah, it's been real weird with these things. I guess because the weather's not like it was. That's a little one. We got one. See if we can upsize these things. Biggie size. This storm's either gonna have them laid down, or it's gonna have them like Mama June at a sketty buffet. We'll find out. Like I was saying about the patterns that we get, right? Around the springtime on this lake in general, early or late spring, they're really hardcore on drop shots with, straight worms, trick worms and whatnot. And then later on in the summer, they start moving into a big worm pattern, and it lasts a little bit, but it don't last too long. And then they start moving into your crawfish, and creature bait patterns on I'm talking strictly Texas rig and drop shot out here on this lake, which has been like my go-to for this place. I've cranked a couple times, caught some on crankbaits and whatnot, and I think I've caught one on a chatterbait out here. Not really, I haven't really fished it that much, but yeah, they tend to stick with those kind of patterns. But right now, like the big worm bite, I only had that for a couple days. When the last year I fished it, not last year, but the year before, they were on it for about 3 or 4 weeks. Just big worms, big baits. And then that bite died down, and then I went into a crawfish pattern and started whacking them on that. Yeah. And I also figured something out, and I could be wrong, I don't know, it could just be me, that's what fishing is. It's usually, how comfortable you are with something, but I like using 12-pound fluorocarbon. Most people throw 20 on here, but I really think the fish see the line, and I kind of tested it the other day, and I got way more bites on 12-pound line than I did on 20-pound. And it just sucks when you're fishing around structure, you can't really get them fish out as well with a 12-pound test line, so you gotta be on it. All them geesing could potentially have a bite. Yeah, that's a bite. Let's see, but we're right up in the rocks too. Oh man. Oh, he dragged me down. That little shit. It's so tough fishing this stuff sometimes in a kayak. It just swings you all around the lake. That's not bad. Little guy. It's good. Not too bad, huh? Alright, let's get out of here. Well, we know they're shallow today. So that's good. That could be fun because the terminal came off with battery and I don't have a graph today. That's alright. I fished this lake enough to kind of know where I would have to go based off the terrain. Got him. Another little one, though. All of these little ones up in these shallow patches over here. Another little guy. We're on him today, man. Oh, that's a good one. I think. He looked good for a minute. Not bad. Come on, dude. God, I hate not being able to stand up. I can't stand up, but man, he ain't that big. I can't really stand up now because I gotta control these pedals because it's damn wind. Come on, dude. Come here. Oh, he's a fatty. Little fat guy. Maybe about a pound and a half, maybe. was a good hook set though. Yeah, maybe about a pound, pound and a half. Probably not even a pound and a half. He's fought good though. He's fat. Back in the grass, messing up my fishing spots. I'm also a firm believer in having the right retrieve, especially like when you're worm fishing. This Texas rig, drop shot, you know, whatever it is. I guess that goes for everything, but really, because I'm really big, I love worm fishing the most. But like you want to, when you get out there, you want to kind of use both different styles of retrieve within the same cast. I think that's what I do, until you figure out what they're biting at, right? And once you figure out what retrieve they're biting on, then you kind of stick to that one retrieve, right? So you can do all kinds of stuff. You can bounce it, you know, you can drag it, swim it if it's like a swimming bait. Sometimes they'll even bite it on a swimming straight worm or something. But yeah, I would say figuring out the retrieve is a big deal as well. Right now in this weather, it seems like they want a dragging retrieve and a popping retrieve, like a jumping. The other day, fishing the same bait, they wanted me bouncing to get off the bottom. So it all depends. Pretty important, I think. Bouncing again. I just like bouncing these damn baits. I don't know why, but they want a dragon. Let's see. Sometimes they just want you to drag it real slow. Sometimes they want it real fast. You know, you gotta try it all within several casts. Sometimes they get it right, and then, you know, once they hit it on whatever you're doing, you just gotta remember. Play the memory game. Let's move to the other side. Got a little thump. So probably wasn't anything, it just felt this tungsten. You hit something on the fall, it feels like a bite, like a little thump sometimes. But I think weight's another really important thing when it comes to fishing. I tend to not really go up in size until I get past 20 feet of water. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just the weight gives too much of a profile sometimes in this clear water. But I usually stay around 1/8 ounce all the way up to 20 until I get past 20 feet of water. And yeah, I do a Texas rig beep. It's something I like to do, especially in a kayak. It's really hard to get a good hook set in on a Carolina rig, so I think the Texas rig gives a little bit something different down deep. Classic, man. Classic, classic, classic. Oh, and bobber stopper all day long. Save you some money. Ah, another little dude. Tiny fish fest today. You know, as much as I love fishing offshore, and don't get me wrong, I really do love fishing offshore, the days when you just get to beat the bank, especially in the summertime, turn off your electronics, those are some good days. Just classic style, old school, the old way. Trying to find stuff to fish, you know, just using your basic knowledge of bass fishing. Some good shit. Got a little pool there, and oh, come on, man. Oh, bad hook set. Oh, dang, dang. Come on, dude. Yeah. There we go. Oh, where you going, dude? Where you going, dude? All right, come on, man. Hey. Little for stuff like that, man. Too little. He's too little. Be acting like that. Whittle guy. Oh man, dude, my camera's all jacked up. I suck at this. Oh, break my arm off. All right. All these little dudes are making me waste my crawdads. A lot of times, if you throw in a certain part, like especially up in the grass, these fish, they'll land right on their heads and they hit it immediately. Just like this one did. Oh. Oh no. That was dumb. I could have broke my rod. Don't do that. Another little guy. Smacked the camera. Oh man, dude. They're choking it today though. A little bassy. Now I definitely do have a strategy when it comes to deciding if I want to fish shallow or fish offshore deep or any kind of like offshore area structure or whatnot. And I usually start my first part of the day, probably a bluegill. First part of the day, I usually will spend about 30 minutes to an hour fishing some good shallow areas where I think the bass are going to be held up at. And you'll usually know within the first 30 minutes to an hour if they're going to be up shallow. This is what I've kind of learned, and it kind of helped me be successful out here, or in most places. And if I don't get a bite within the hour, first 30 minutes, an hour, I'll usually start looking for something offshore to fish, some offshore grass, some sort of offshore structure, logs, trees, whatever it might be. But yeah, that's how I kind of approach, that's how I kind of decide how I'm going to fish for the day. Today, you know, third cast over in some grass over there, I got a fish. So, you know, that's how I was like, all right, well, keep fishing offshore. And then once you catch a couple, or not offshore, fishing shallow, once you catch a couple, then you know you kind of have a pattern, you have something going on. You kind of just stick with that until the bite slows down and things change, and then you can kind of reapproach the situation, figure it out. Well, one thing about Oklahoma is you got little rock formations like this that have little pools in them, and I always throw it in these little rock pools, right? Because they tend to hold some pretty big bass. It's kind of like their area, you know. They dominate this little area right here. It's a good little pool for them, good ambush point, hard bottom. They can get all kinds of forage from this area right here. So I definitely don't skip out on fishing these little pockets, these little rock pockets. Yeah, they get up in this grass, man, and it's so funny how it feels. Just stringy, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. They spit it. Little guy though. This little area right here is where I've caught my biggest bass, my biggest largemouth. 9 pounds, 15 ounces. Shit, if I was a walleye fisherman, he would have been 10. That's what happens when you talk shit about walleye fishermen. This little area right here is usually just standing grass about 30 yards off the bank, and it's real shallow. But with this water being up, it would just be disrespectful for me not to fish it. You just can't even get it back into that, all the way into the back of this pocket, because it's so shallow. But with all that grass that stands up out of there, it's really good grass. You know I'm about to get it. Let's go in here and get it. Long cast. Try to keep out of it. Yep, right there. Little bump. Come on. Just be a little bluegill. Oh, it's got it. It's up in that grass now. Oh, dude, he is in it. Oh, I got him though. I can see him. He's on there, but oh, a little guy. I knew he was little. I knew he was a little guy. Oh, dang. Choked it. You know, sometimes you just ain't got time to get stuff on camera. But fish is shallow. That's what we're looking for right here. Right here. She's skinny, but she's big. That's what we're looking for in this shallow water fishing. She's probably about 4.5, maybe a 5-pounder. I might weigh her, but that's it. Woo-wee. We even got a little smallmouth joining the club. The bite definitely slowed down once the sun came up in the shallow areas. I think we can still pull a couple slow movers, but I think we're gonna have to change it up here in a little bit. Unfortunately, I was enjoying this. And then I'm also gonna have to do it without electronics, without mapping. Most important part of offshore fishing, mapping. We'll have to talk about that one another day. Get a couple more spots shallow and then start moving back into a offshore area, see what we can do. Try this again. Drop shot, everyone. Another little guy. Dang, man. That hurt. Took my wormy. Yeah, so deep water, drop shot, especially when it's fresh. Love it. It's boring sometimes, but it works. Got another pretty good one on right now. Oh, I lost it. Golly. Bummer. That was a good one. Well, the bite's got a little finicky, and they're barely hitting the drop shot. There's one right there. As I'm talking to you, probably spit it. Yeah, so it got real finicky. Had to switch over to drop shot. Got a couple bites. Missed a pretty good one, but you know, overall, I was blessed by the big guy with a good day of fishing. And you know, not every day of fishing could be like that. So when you get them, don't take them for granted. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up and go home and get some lunch. Plus my feet hurt. But I'll catch you on the next one.